Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Deb Tracy, Granny Deb's Kitchen, and today I thought make some homemade peanut butter fudge, the kind that you cook, no fluff, no nothing. Okay, you'll see how simple it is, and I already did a batch, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Hold on. And these are probably my favorite way of having the peanut butter fudge. They're really, really good. See, they come out really nice. Okay, that's the outcome. I cut it into like 16 pieces. All right, now the first thing, like I said, what you want to do is you want to make sure you have your pan all ready, all your ingredients and everything. Okay, so what I did was I lined an 8x8x2 square pan with aluminum foil, and then I buttered it. Now, an easy way to get the right size, just turn your pan over, put your foil over it, and then find where it ends, make a crease, and then just cut around it, and then look. All you do is set it right in. Super easy, okay? So that's all buttered, all set to go. And then you want to have everything ready. We're going to have 2 cups of sugar, 2/3 cup of milk, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay? I use a pan about this size. Okay, the first thing we're going to, well, let me tell you the rest of the ingredients so you can get them ready. You're going to want to get out 4 tablespoons of creamy peanut butter, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and I like to put a couple tablespoons of corn syrup in it. That's optional, you don't have to. And some people actually put a pinch or 2 of cream of tartar in it, because what that does is when you put your sugar, milk, and salt in first, you have to cook it, because what you're doing is dissolving that sugar, and the cream of tartar helps it from forming into large sugar crystals. Okay, and I'm gonna get the salt. All right, so I have the 2 cups of sugar in here, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2/3 cup of milk. Okay, in the beginning, you can stir it, because you want to mix it up really, really good. What you're doing is dissolving that sugar, okay? But I'll tell you when we get there, but when it gets to the right temperature, do not stir, okay? And once we get to that point, I'll tell you, but right now it's okay to stir it, because you want to keep stirring, dissolving that sugar, because you don't want any large crystals to form, okay? Just keep stirring. It's going to take like 6-7 minutes before it's going to start almost getting to the boiling point. And I wait a few minutes before, well, I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to put a candy thermometer in it so I can show you how to read that. And also, I'm going to show you how to tell when fudge is done the old-fashioned way, where you get a cold bowl of water and a spoon, and you take a little bit of this. If you think it's done, ready, then you're going to put a little speck into the cold water, and then if it forms a little soft ball, then it's done, okay? Then you can remove it from heat and then add the other stuff, right? So that's how we're doing stirring. Don't forget to scrape the side of your pan. And just keep stirring, okay? All right, now we can set, here's one candy thermometer. They've got quite a few out nowadays, but it starts at, this could be in Fahrenheit, and you see it says 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220, then the softball. What we're looking for is the softball stage, okay? Now in between the 100 and 120, you'll see a black line. It's in 10 increments, okay? 100, then the next big black line is 110, 120, 130, 140, okay? Then you see in between those little tiny lines, all right? So anywhere's between, I always check it when it gets to about 234, 235 degrees Fahrenheit. Because a little under that, under the softball, it's a thread stage, and you certainly don't want that. But be careful, because once fudge or candy starts cooking, it does not take long, and it can be over even by just a few, and you could have it totally ruined. Okay, let me lower that down a little bit. All right, slide that up, this on, slide that down your pan. You see it's got a hook right there. You want to make sure that it's all the way in the bottom. All right, then we're going to stir, and there's a red line that'll start climbing to tell you what the temperature is of it. Okay, so just keep stirring. Make sure you watch your thermometer good. You can still stir. Don't forget to scrape down the sides of the pan. This is how I make my peanut butter fudge. I tried it before with the marshmallow. That was okay, came out okay, but I just like making it this old-fashioned way. My dad really loved it. I used to make it for him all the time. But I can remember the first time I made it for him. Oh, and it came out so beautiful. And I put it in the fridge for like 5-10 minutes, just, you know, so it sets up, so I can start cutting into squares and everything before I put it on a platter and everything. But I just opened the refrigerator door, just got to it, right? And once you know, I dropped the whole thing on the floor. But I said, oh, I'm sorry, Dad. So I heard him turn around. I heard him whipped up another batch for him, but couldn't believe I did that. But see, things happen. Okay, it won't be much longer. We'll start seeing where it's going to start to bubble a little. And when it starts doing that, you know you're close and you want to stop stirring, okay? The thermometer is very, very easy to read, okay? Just make sure you keep an eye on it, because you don't want to overcook it, because you don't want it to turn hard, all right? You want it nice and soft. That's why it's a softball stage. So when it gets to about 234, I'm going to really keep a close eye on it, and then I'll test it in the cold water method to see if it's done. And then after this, I thought in a while I'd show you how to make just little small batches of homemade caramel sauce, which is good to put over, you know, your vanilla ice cream, apple pie. Oh gosh, my youngest son, when I made it last year, believe it or not, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I had to make him up a whole gallon of it. Oh my God. So when we do the caramel sauce, you know, I'll tell you to make some small little cute 4-ounce jars, decorate them cute, and you can give them away as gifts and everything. But anyway, you just got to calculate and do the math, you know. That's what I did. Sorry about the hair. It's starting to get at that stage now where it's growing and I can't really do too much with it. At least I have hair now. I can say that. Okay, we're getting to about 195. It's getting there. Remember, don't forget to scrape down your sides, because all that sugar crystals will start forming on the edge of the pan. Remember, do not stir once it gets to the boiling stage, especially. Do not touch it. Leave it alone, okay? Till it's time to take it off the heat. And then we'll add the peanut butter and the vanilla extract. And like I said, optional if you want to put in corn syrup or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. The first batch I did it with the corn syrup. This batch I won't. Just makes it a little bit more sweeter and It makes it a little bit more firmer, you know, instead of the super, super, super soft, creamy. I mean, this is soft and will melt in your mouth, but the corn syrup gives it a little bit different of a texture. Okay. I'm gonna turn it up just a little sec. Only because I'm used to doing this. Otherwise, you really want to cook it over low, and it's going to take a while. Probably take a good, oh gosh, 7-9 minutes or so before it starts boiling. And then after that, it doesn't take long. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. Okay, we're almost to the 200. That there. Let me kind of show you what it's starting to look like now that it's starting to bubble. Probably better just keep it on this thing. Can you see? It's starting to bubble. Okay, so now I'm not going to stir it, all right? I am not going to stir it. Let me get the hang of all this here. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're just about at 200, okay? It's not going to take long, so I'm going to go ahead and put some cold water in the bowl. Okay. We're almost to the thread stage, which is like 230, so we're getting there. And one more time, let me show you what it looks like. See how it's boiling? There we go. Okay. Get you a little crooked. Okay. All right, so now we're at 231, and in just a little bit we'll be able to check it the old-fashioned way in the cold water. And you take just a little bit on a spoon, okay? Then we put it right into the cold water, and then you just right off the spoon and rub it between your fingers, and then if it's roll it into a little soft ball, then you know it's ready to go. Now my daughter just came in, so if you hear a little noise and stuff, that's her. Say hi, Amanda.
Hello.
And Sophie. She's out of school early.
I'm feeling good.
Oh, okay. Poor little Sophia got picked up from school. She's not feeling good. It's that time of year with the colds. Okay, we are at 232. Couple more degrees up, and then we'll test it. So I'm just trying to think of some quick, easy things to do. You ever had dried beef and milk gravy on toast? I was thinking about maybe showing you how to make that. I can remember the first time I tried making that many, many moons ago. And it comes in a jar, but now the jars are a lot smaller. Up in price more, but smaller. But back then you used to get these little nice fat clear glass jars. And it would have come out really good, except for I did one thing wrong. I did not. Once I opened the jar, took the meat out, I never washed it. You have to rinse that salt off, because if you don't, trust me, it's so salty you will not be able to eat it. It's really easy to make. You kind of make like a bechamel sauce and everything, you know, and after you rinse the meat good and drain off the excess water and everything, just cut it up into bite-sized pieces and everything, throw it all together and stuff. But I'll show you that sometime here in the future, but that's pretty good dish. Okay. Now, put it in the cold water. Okay, let me shut that off. All right. Can you see how it's formed a little softball stage? Okay, that's ready. All right, let me take out this thermometer. Okay, I got everything set up so I didn't have to keep moving. We're going to add in a little bit of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon. Then when you add that, it's like all the bubbles get really excited, and you know, and they just start really fast, okay? And we're going to add in the 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. And like I said, this time I'm not going to add any corn syrup in. I put it in that first batch I showed you. Now all you do is just quickly stir it up good. Let me show you what it's starting to look like. Okay. Just keep stirring. I'm used to having like a octopus arms, doing a bunch of things all at once. All right. Just about there. Nice and smooth. Make sure you got all that peanut butter blended in it good. Okay? Which only takes a second because this is hot. All right. Now, let me bring it over and show you. Okay? That's what it looks like. Now, let's see if I bring this closer. Okay, remember, I got a foil-lined 8x8 square pan that I put foil in, and I lined with butter. I rubbed butter all over it. Okay? We're just going to dump this right in. Just like that. Then I'll take off the camera so you can see it better. Okay? All right, let me get the camera. Okay, can you see it? And there it is. Now, I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it set. Just check it every little bit. Just so, you know, you can cut it up into nice squares and everything. Okay? So that's how you make homemade peanut butter fudge, everyone. You have a good day. All right? And I'll see you in a while. All right. Bye, everybody. God bless.